Alright everyone, here we go. This is kind of unplanned. Actually not kinda, it is. This is a super random, all signs video. Doesn't matter what your sign is, this is me doing me. Straight up energy reading, alright? That said, based on the readings we've pulled the last couple of days, Mercury in Cancer, right? Mercury. And we got Mars in Taurus, and I pulled on that. We talked about that. I would be remiss in not telling you all, since I'm your energy weatherman, that there's a disturbance in the force here a little bit. It's not necessarily a bad one. It's a bit of a wobble. It is Jupiter. And you know I always pull on Jupiter energy. Jupiter's getting ready to go retrograde toward the end of the month, and that's going to be a very big reading around here at Steve's Love Tarot. It's a very important energy, Jupiter. Jupiter governs everything. In my experience in studying cycles and patterns, which is my superpower, and picking up on energies, you know, like the soulmate cycle, but I study other cycles as well and patterns in our lives and things like that, things that come round and round. Pretty much everything's on a 12-year cycle. It seems to follow Jupiter around, which Jupiter is about 11.8 years, and that's about right. Because there's always, you know, there's no time in the energy, so there's always sort of bleed-ins and bleed-outs and run-outs and run-ins and things like that. So things overlap, if you will. Cycles overlap with one another. So if a cycle is set to start around December 19th, for example, that doesn't mean that it doesn't start to bleed in around September, a couple of months before that, right? If you catch my drift. Anyway, Jupiter is very important. It's the largest planet in our solar system. It's one of the main reasons we have life here on Earth. As I've told you before, Jupiter is the great protector. Jupiter sucks up about 90% of all the space junk that would hit us and wipe us out every couple of thousand years, so we wouldn't be able to evolve on any real level, you know, grow a society, if you will. So we can thank Jupiter for that. But, and I could go on about Jupiter for hours and hours. It's actually a very interesting planet. A planet, I might add, that scientists theorize started out by the sun, because most of the solar systems we're finding around the universe, around the galaxy, have what they call a hot Jupiter. And Jupiter-sized planets are usually close to the sun. And in fact, Jupiter got drifted out. It drifted away. We got lucky. It's actually 1/3 smaller right now than it was when it was first formed, when it was by the sun. It's because it's further away from the sun. It's not getting that fuel. But it's still a big motherfucker. That said, we got a tense square between, or it's a rather erratic square. I won't say tense. Between Mercury and Jupiter. And it's causing what I would call a disturbance in the force. It's going to be affecting you, it's going to be affecting your person or both. Okay, it could be affecting both of you. What it's doing is it's instilling a level of confidence, but it's wobbly confidence. It's like false confidence. It's like standing in front of your mirror and juicing yourself up before an interview, you know. Whether or not your person, on your person's side, whether or not they believe the things they're telling themselves is another story. I don't know. But I do know that it's part of why communication keeps coming up. Communication, communication. Mercury, the planet of communication. We pulled Mercury in Cancer. It was a whole reading about communication. And now with Jupiter in there, Jupiter is a planet of luck and expansion. But it also makes us feel pretty good, you know, in most cases. In this case here it does, but it can go back and forth. It can flip-flop around and around. I feel good, I feel bad. I can do it, I can't do it. Around and around. We seem to be right now, early in that thing. It's peaking, I think, tomorrow. But it's here now, energetically. We seem to be at a phase where someone feels like they can. So I did a pre-shuffle on it. I did 2, actually. And I got almost the same message from each, from 2 different decks. I picked this deck, my large animal deck. The deck that made Steve's Love Tarot. As I like to say, it's all tore up and shit, but it works. It's some magic here. This is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you found it for a reason. This reading is technically timeless. Whenever you find it is when you're meant to find it. There, the legal mumbo jumbo is out of the way. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. It's Grandma on the freeway at 15 miles an hour, but she's here. I talked about this in a reading, I think the reading I did yesterday. Mars and Grandma was here. Whatever reading I said that. Yep. Finally. Everybody in the car got to take a piss because she's been doing 15 up the freeway, but Grandma's here. It's crossed by, you guessed it, the 7 of Cups. A reading we've been seeing since the Mercury and Cancer reading. We saw it in Mars and Taurus all over the place. It's been coming up everywhere. Okay? It's a combination of Usually I say, well, I'll phrase it this way. Usually I say it's a combination of you might have other options because you got that attracting energy around you, which I pulled on last night in an energy short. But in this case here, it's all somebody making a decision to go in. Okay, that's what it is. It's the crossing energy. The affecting energy of Seven of Cups is like the universe is yelling at them. Jupiter is like you make a decision. Jupiter's big. If it tells you to do something, you do it. And it's right here. It's forcing them to make a decision. But what's happening is they get a little flip-floppy on their decision. But it doesn't matter because they're afraid. A cycle is ended here. It's the World. Next card out. Most powerful card I could pull. A cycle is ended. And that always leaves us with a bit of melancholy, doesn't it? Right? You long for what used to be. Right? You feel it sometimes if you change jobs or if you move, for example. Or you could feel it during a breakup, I suppose. But most commonly we feel it when we move. That last moment where all your stuff is out. Right? And you just take one look around at the old place before you close the door for the last time and get in the moving truck and off you go, right? It's that feeling is what your person's having because, again, as we said in the previous two readings, they can't keep living the way they've been living. And we've been saying that a long time. It looks like a decision's been made. It's the Three of Wands here. Again, this energy is soon. It's the flux capacitor. It's lighting up. That means the DeLorean's at 88. It is what it is. Underneath that is a Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is bookending the Ace of Pentacles. This Page of Cups is important because it's how the universe, this and the Page of Wands combined, are what the universe has been saying they're showing up as, right? Again, it's somebody, I could phrase this reading, if I had to put a title for this reading, somebody owes you a thank you, right? They also owe you an apology, but they owe you a thank you for this world here, okay? And it looks like you might get it. You might be getting it very soon. I say might. You know, you might think that's me being wishy-washy, but it's not. How am I supposed to predict what a 3D person's going to do? They got free will. I know that Jupiter is kicking their ass right now, and this Seven of Cups is in the right position. If these were reversed like this, with the Ace of Pentacles crossing it, they'd be stuck. But they're not stuck. The energy around them is, here's your choices. Make a fucking decision. Jupiter is not fucking around, okay? This is going to be a very interesting reading. I know. I know because the World came up in my damn pre-shuffle. I also know that the Five of Cups fell on the floor when I was shuffling this deck, and it almost tried to show itself right now as I was just flipping through there a second ago. It's a little further down in the deck, but the deck split just now with the Five of Cups. If you rewind, you'll see it. It's the sad horse. That card fell on the floor when I was shuffling for that pre-shuffle. The Five of Cups, there's a lot of disappointment here. It's just disappointment. It really is, and it's one of the cards that ends the separation phase. Let's shuffle the deck. This is a super random reading. I don't know if I'm extending it yet or not. I have no idea. We're just going to see where we go. Okay, we're going to let we're going to go with the flow of the energy like I always teach you, and we'll let the reading tell us. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's shuffle the deck here. Give me the soulmate cycle with the effect of Jupiter squaring off with Mercury. Mercury in Cancer. And you remember that reading. It was all about communication. It's almost an energy where someone doesn't care about the consequences, sort of a thing. This first card is before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? It's the Three of Pentacles, right? Again, it's a foundation. It's a foundational energy is what I'm getting here. Somebody wants to build something here. It is something that they didn't want to build before. But it's also an energy of someone starting over. Again, that analogy I gave you about leaving that house for the last time, right? That melancholy. A cycle has definitely ended for this person. Something has changed here. Even if they haven't physically made the changes, some of your people haven't, some of your people have. But even if they haven't physically made the changes, once the cycle ends, it's in. We sometimes say the writing's been on the wall, right? You just face reality kind of a thing. It's like that. What comes after the cut? The Seven of Swords. That is deception. That is mild devil energy. I could read it. I could sugarcoat it. I could read it as, with the Three of Pentacles, as they're cutting through the bullshit and now they want to build a solid foundation to something new, but I can't. That would be a lie. I'll be honest with you. It would get me a lot of views, but that's not why I'm here. This is what I told you in the beginning. It's an uneasy confidence with this square between Mercury and Jupiter. 1 minute you feel like you're in, the next minute you feel like you're out, but it's not true wishy-washy because they're always in. Okay? It's more of a surface energy of self-deception. It's Jupiter's given the confidence, but it's a square, so it's tense. It's kind of a tense angle. So Jupiter's given the confidence to communicate, but then someone questions whether they can or they should or whatever. That's all it is. I don't think it's enough to stop them. It's a minor bullshit energy. It really is. But that's what it means when it comes after the cut there. And that's just backing up the energy. That's all. We want to see that. This is not going to be a reading that's going to be easy to sugarcoat. Okay? We're going to see a lot of flip-flopping in it. All right? Well, let's see where we go. It's an important energy. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. I had planned to chill today. Every day I planned to take off and just sort of chill. I was going to take my car for a ride up the coast. I'll probably still have time to do it later. Every time I plan to do something, it goes wrong. I should stop making plans. You think I'd learn, right? Mr. I can spot patterns. You think I'd learn the goddamn pattern of every time I make plans to do something, they get fucked up. Let's get ourselves a reading here. Give me the soulmate cycle with the effect, all affecting energies, including here, Jupiter's squaring off with Mercury. Jupiter's in Aries, keep that in mind. And it's fixing to go retrograde. It's pretty much getting close to being stationary right now, just sort of stopping in its tracks when it gets ready to go retrograde. All right. Overall energy, 6 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. They know what they want to do. That deception, that 7 of Swords, I told you, it's just superficial nonsense. It's Jupiter's giving them the confidence, but that confidence is wobbly. It's fake confidence in a way. Okay? And the universe has been trying to help your person for a while now. We see this a lot. But look, see? I said, what did I say? This is going to be a hard reading to sugarcoat. We're going to see a lot of wobble. There's a wobble in the energy. All right? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm here because of Jupiter, though. Jupiter, I don't care about that wobble. I don't think it's anything major. 5 swords crossing the 6 of Wands. I know what I need to do. I can do it. There's a butterfly of transformation. They're in a new energy right now. They need to start operating as new, but they keep reverting back a little bit. Short-sighted thinking. Worried about what you're going to say rather than coming and finding out what you are. But it's just a wobble. It goes back and forth because it's crossing a very positive card. All right? All right. It's the witches that are going to want to talk for our clarifiers. So we'll put them down right there. We'll put that card right on top. Remember that 5 of Swords crossing that. Remember the wobble. Okay? All right. Let's see where we go. I love pulling on energies in the moment. This is fun. Right here's the energy around the connection. Right here's how your person's behaving in the 3D. Right here's how they feel in the soul. I think it's more a soul temperature check, right? Stick a thermometer right up the ass of their soul and get a temperature read. Right here is a message from the universe. She's fickle today. I always call her a fickle old gal, but today she's being fickle, for sure. It's red with the energy of the connection. Right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top at the end. I'll throw any cards I need to throw to get some answers here. This is a very important little moment. It's nice. It's a moment where for a lot of you, I think you might hear from your person earlier than planned, earlier than what even the Mercury and Jupiter reading, or the Mercury and Cancer reading, I'm sorry, was going to tell you. This little Mercury Jupiter, when Jupiter gets involved, shit happens. Okay, even if it's a square. All right, if we need to extend this one, I will. You can bet your sweet asses if I extend it, there'll be a link in the description for an extended. All right, let's see. I wonder if we'll see any devils in this. I wonder if we'll see the King of Wands or Queen of Wands. Keep an eye out for everything I just said. Be interesting if we don't see any of that. What's the energy around the connection? 9 swords. Nines are the end in tarot. 10s are the end and dead end that lead to a new beginning. 9s are the end of pacing. This is the end of pacing the kitchen at 2 in the morning with a bottle of whiskey. Again, there are moments of clarity where this person knows exactly what they want to do. They miss you. That's very clear from the energy. But, as I said, when a cycle ends, it feels like we're losing a part of our lives. It feels like a loss. You might be excited to move to a new home, but there's always that moment of melancholy if you've lived in a place for a long time when you close the door for the last time and walk out to that moving truck and off you go, right? It's like that. Right? That's this energy here. There is a nervous tension around the connection. Can I phrase it like that? It'll make more sense? Okay. How are they behaving in the 3D? Oh, God. Welling up with love. That's it. They want to give love. We've seen this for a while. Your person doesn't have love on their side. Love confuses them. They thought they did. They thought they had it. They thought they loved their job, or they loved their car, or they loved their family, or they loved their spouse. They thought. Well, first of all, we don't love our job. It's not the same emotion. I can tell you that as an energy reader. It's a passion. It might be our dharma. You know, it could be our thing that we do, right? But it's not the same energy as love. That said, they're feeling love. It's coming up. They're getting it. Okay? They're getting it. And Jupiter helps with that. Jupiter is expansion and growth. Think about it. I just got done telling you a cycle ended for this person. We got Jupiter that I'm pulling on right now. That Jupiter energy blending with that Mercury energy in Cancer. And when you saw that Mercury in Cancer reading, it's all about communication. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. It kicks you out the door. You can stand there at the door of that old house for a long time staring in the living room. Imagine Jupiter is a really big person that comes up behind you and says, hey, you've been standing here an hour and a half, motherfucker. Let's go. And grabs you by the back of your shoulder or something and drags you out to the moving truck. Time to close the door. You're going to expand and grow with Jupiter. You have no choice. It's very powerful. Just like if you fly too close to it and you get trapped in its gravitational pull, you're going down in the planet, whether you like it or not. You ain't getting out of it. All right, right here is the, that's why you don't want to get too close to it. But that very aspect is why there's life on Earth. Very strong reason, well, one of the main reasons why anyway. So it is the great protector. It does look out for us. And energetically, it really does. It's true. Right here, soul. Let's stick that thermometer up the ass of their soul. See, I took a peek. It's the 5 of Wands. You see what I'm saying? Look at these. This is a color match. The background of these cards, it's got that herringbone kind of gray line pattern going on. But they bookend anyway, even if they weren't a color match. But this tells me the energy of the connection is creating a lot of tension within your person's soul energy. They thought they knew what love was. They thought that all their life, it's really crazy that this person has figured out because of this connection. It's very important you understand, and I know you think I'm being dramatic, but I am maybe to a point, but not fully. This person is dumbfounded that they had it wrong. You mean that's the feeling that love is? Oh shit, I had it wrong. Yeah, they did. They had it wrong. Like I always tell you, pentacles don't hold water. Okay? I never say I'm going to go to the kitchen and get a pentacle of water. I've never said that in my life, and I probably never will, because I'm not going to come back with any water. And water is emotion, by the way. But cups do. There's a lot of it. We're going to have to clarify that. But this is that back and forth. It's what I told you. I said we were going to... I did. Rewind. I said we were going to see some wobble here. This is a super random reading. Okay? I'm supposed to be in a car right now looking at beautiful coastline. I'm sitting here. This is important. These may not look like important cards, but they are. All right? Because this is bullshit. This is the real deal. This is the Ace of Cups. And down the center of it all, this is nonsense. This is super nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's not enough to stop them. Jupiter's very big. You do what Jupiter says, or you get punched in the head. Right here. And if we see a tower somewhere here, that's your person getting punched in the head. It wouldn't surprise me either. Message from the universe. Red with this 9 of Swords. This ought to be good. Wheel of Fortune. Yep, I knew it was going to be strong. Throws me a major arcana. It's communication. It's communication that's coming. In my analogy of someone standing at that place they used to live a little too long before they're going to the new place, right? The new place is exciting. It's the universe, it's already changed. It's already gone. The new people are moving in around them while they're standing at the door, okay? The energy is way past here. Already made the 180-degree turn. Time to speak up. This 9 is representing while it's a little tense around the connection right now, it's the end. It's the end of it. It has to be. It's time for them to go. The new people moving in don't want you standing at the door. We live here now. Could you get the fuck out of the way? Oh, no, I just want to take one last look around. Well, get the fuck out. Right? Okay, you took your last look. You've been here 5 hours. Go away. All right? It's like that. The energy's already changed. All right? We'll see when we clarify. There's worry attached to that. Well, duh, but they're just attached to the Wheel of Fortune. I don't usually get worried. Potential final outcome, red with the Ace of Cups. 2 cards want to come out together. I love it when this happens. They stuck together. I went to grab them, and my thumb went to both. Fine. They pull like this. The Fool and the Page of Cups again. There's that Page of Cups. That's how they're showing up. But the Fool here, they're definitely showing up, Steve, is what the universe is saying. Okay, this is, I said this to you yesterday in the Mars and Taurus reading. I said it's as close to a guarantee as I can give you that your person's going to show up. That you're going to hear from this person. This is as close to a guarantee as I can give you. This is backing up my last 2 readings. All right? This is a nice, important reading to look at. Because not even a wobble can stop them. You know, sort of a thing. This person really... For a lot of you, they owe you an apology. For a lot of you, they owe you, at the very least, a thank you. You know, you literally changed their life. And while they're worried about that on some level, because the old life is no longer there, but the new life, oh my God, what's going to happen? This person is very clear from these cards. Your person, the incoming energy, fears the unknown. They're a person who's used to things being the way they are. And I get that all the time with this person. Very practical, not a logical thinker. I mean, they think they are, but their logic is all fucking way wrong. It's like gorilla math or something. 2 + 2 = 46. No, it don't. You know, that kind of thing. Your person's prone to that kind of thinking. But they are an overplanner and an overthinker, and some of them are stuck with tradition. They have a very traditional view of things in their life, and you're not. You're different than that. You're a leap of faith. But they don't have any choice, is what this card, this Wheel of Fortune energy segues into this. They don't have any choice. So that's why it's the end. That's why this is nonsense. It's minor arcana, minor arcana. We're going to clarify. I like when I get 2 cards in the outcome that both say the same thing. I think the card that would have come out if it was just 1 card would have just been the Fool there. Okay? And that would have been enough, but for some reason, we'll find out when we clarify, the universe wanted to give us the Page of Cups. It probably has something to do with the fact they're going to have to put their ego down, because that comes up a lot. You know, they got some explaining to do to you. They're going to have to tell you something. They're going to have to tell you they've been holding on to feelings at the very least, or that they didn't mean what they said when they told you was ugly and they don't want to see you again, right? Or if, God forbid, they told you they don't want to bang you. Yeah, they do. Big time. Well, I know that. All right. 9 of Swords. Why is it here? Let's clarify. Let's go. Let's see what the witches have to say. I'm shuffling the witches. Here we go. Come on, witches. Wake up. Wake up, witches. 9 of Swords. Why is it here? Seven of Cups. We can't get rid of it. This is 7 of Cups. It came up in the pre-shuffle too, and it's come up in every reading. In fact, I think it may have been the Mercury and Cancer reading. It was this card here. I could have it backwards with the Mars in Taurus, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. What are they worried about? Why is there so much tension and worry around this connection? Because I get that. I even get worry off of the Wheel of Fortune, which I can't wait to clarify. Again, this is that energy of the Jupiter again comes up behind them, standing at the door too long of the old energy. It's time to go. Taps them on the shoulder. It's time to go. Your person ignores that. But it's a very weak energy here, this 5 of Wands. Right? This 9 of Swords too. It's the end. It's time to go. It's time for them to make a decision. The energy around them is forcing a decision. Okay, and it's causing some stress with your person. They're used to certain things. They're used to their life the way it was. Coming towards you, they're worried about losing control. You might hear that a lot from some readers. Your person's, or you might hear some readers tell you they've got commitment issues. Right? They're afraid of commitment. That's not accurate. That's not, in my opinion. That's not, because I get that energy too, and I could see myself saying that. I could see myself saying your person is afraid of commitment. They're not. Actually, for most of you, they've committed in their life. They've committed to a career, or they've committed to a family, or they are married to somebody else. For most of you, that's the case. That energy, which is easily misread as fear of commitment, is actually just fear of change. That's all it is. It's a very common energy, and it's easy to misread. Like love and hate are easy to misread. They actually read exactly the same. You've got to look at the environmental things around to decide which it is. If you were just going by straight energy, right, you wouldn't be able to tell. That said, like if I want to know if someone loves me, right, back in my day when I was at the parties and all that kind of stuff, I want to look at somebody, I want to know, I could probably pick up the energy that there's love, but I need to look at their cues. I need to look at what their eyes are doing. Are they stroking their hair a lot? Are they cocking their head? That kind of thing. Or are they pissed? Or that can be deceptive too, because some people have a resting bitch face. You don't even know. So you've got to read the energy. And then that gets confusing. If you get love energy, which could be hate, off of a person with a resting bitch face, that's a real pain in the ass. You got to start looking at other stuff. You got to start looking, God, I hope she's wearing open-toed shoes, because you can tell by the toes. Do they curl the toes a little bit? I mean, anything. There's nothing harder to read than a resting bitch face. Anyway, your person's being forced to make a decision here. What's on top? I'm having fun today. The Hangman. See? They're being forced to make a decision here. They're sitting there right now. It's 9 swords, because right now it's time. It's time. All right, and what's funny is the wobble. That Jupiter energy blending with Mercury is great. It'd be great if it was a sextile or something like that, but it's a square. So it's I'm in, I'm out. I know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. It's back and forth. It's back and forth. All the while, this cauldron of love is building here. These are the only shit cards on the table, and it's all minor nonsense. 5s, in fact, are temporary in the tarot, and 9s are the end. Why is the Hangman here? The 9 of Pentacles. Because they're afraid of the freedom. They're not afraid to lose their freedom coming toward you, as I hear in a lot of readings. They're not afraid of that. They're afraid of freedom. They don't have it, right? It's imagine someone who's been in prison for 20 years. A lot of those people, when they get released, they're scared to death of the outside world. They had 3 squares a day. They had a little job. They had their routine at the prison, right? They had whoever they was butt banging, all that kind of stuff. They had all that stuff down. They had relationships with people there. They had the poker game on whatever in the room, in the rec room. They had all kinds of shit. It's scary to go back out in the real world where you got to get a job, and then you got to pay rent, and then you got to stay straight. You can't go and just rob the liquor store again. Most of them do. That's why. They don't do it because they want to, it's just all they know. So they end up back in jail, and then everything's fine again. Everything's back to normal. Your person's afraid of freedom. Afraid to be single and free to pursue. I can dig it. I get it. I'm not trying to empathize. Well, I am empathizing with them, but I'm not trying to sympathize with them. I'm not trying to justify. I think they're wrong. But the holdup here, which we're coming to an end to because Jupiter's forcing a decision, is they're afraid of being free, of being out in the real world, having to make their own decisions, actually having love, real love, right? Just like that prisoner from 20 years is afraid to go out and actually have to pay rent and actually have to have a job and hold a job and not rob a liquor store. That's tough. It's tough. This is different. Love is different. This is a different feeling. They're not used to it. It's all different. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of the 9 of Pentacles. It stops them in their tracks. That's why they try to find a way to keep some of the, try to find a way in, right? And in. They try to keep some of the old and bring it with them. You can't. Not under these current energies. Major cycles have changed already. I've already talked about the core energy cycle and all of that. But there's smaller cycles happening within that all the time. The energy around them, the universe made it clear here, it's already gone. This is why I got worry off of this card. This right here. I already got my answer. It's worry about this. So they're not afraid of commitment. They're not afraid of anything other than change, other than going out. My prisoner analogy is extremely spot on here for the energy. And I stand by that. Okay? I stand by it. They just committed to the wrong things. They gave their trust and their love, what they thought was love, to the wrong people for the wrong reasons. Most of the time it was superficial reasons. It was bullshit. You know, well, marriages that look good on paper. Right? Make mommy happy, make daddy happy, marry into a good family, it raises this family up, that kind of thing. Fuck that. It's not some military ranking, right? It's not like that. A lot of status focus here. So the status of this person's life changes with this energy. That's why we're sort of, wait for it. We're in a moment right now where Jupiter's come up to him, tapped him on the shoulder, it's time to go. All right? Yeah, this is exploding like a fucking volcano. I'm doing my best to explain the energies to you here. It's important. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. You've got to understand this shit. All right? It's not as simple as to say they have a fear of commitment. It's not. They're not a commitment phobe. This is a person who's committed to things in their life. Commitment phobes commit to nothing. Not a job, not a pet, not a hobby, nothing. Commitment phobes are people that just go through their life on a daily basis rejecting every fucking thing. Your person only rejects emotional things. They love them pentacles. They commit to them pentacles. I'll tell you what. All right. Ace of Cups. I drifted into my father there for a moment. They commit to them pentacles. Yeah. All right. That's cool. That's all right. All right, here we go. Ace of Cups. Tell me about it. Why is it here? Why? Why? You recognize this card, Six of Wands, our overall energy? It's here because of that. Again, it's what I already told you. Oh, so this is what love is. It's blowing their fucking mind. I'm just going to phrase it like that. I'm not going to tell you any analogies, no stories. It's these feelings they have in the real 3D, in their body, these feelings they have are blowing their fucking mind. And they're building. They're building. I'm drawn to the yellow up here at the top. Yellow is forward movement, right? It's right there. It is right here on this card too, which is red with these. Again, color is energy. I'm just showing it to you. It's not how I read energy, but I can show it to you. It proves my read. What's on top? Knight of Cups. Again, it's blowing their mind. Again, it's as close. These are read together. This is as close as a guarantee as I could give you that this person's showing up. It is the most close they've ever been in my time here on YouTube. Okay? And I'm very happy to see this for this cycle, and I'm not surprised by this. I don't get your person. I swear to God, your person is the runners in this soulmate cycle are the people I would want to slap in the back of the head the most. Okay? The most I would want to slap them in the back of the head. Knight of Cups. On top of it, it's exploding out. It's coming out of them. That's why it's time to go. They can't stay in the old energy anymore, and it causes them stress because they don't like change. There's that melancholy. Again, go back to my leaving your old place to move to a new place analogy. Go back to the prison analogy. Whatever it is, it's scary to this person, this freedom, this energy that's around them. They are the Nine of Pentacles. We know that from yesterday's reading, Mars and Taurus. It came out right here, I believe, in the message from the universe. And you showed up as the Empress. Right? So you're scary on that part. They're sort of false Empress, right? Demi-Empress, if you will. Viceroy Empress, right? Kind of a thing. They're minor arcana Empress, and that's the energy they're moving into. They finally got some freedom. They're not afraid of losing their freedom coming toward you. They're afraid of the freedom that coming toward you brings. There's a difference, and those energies are easy to get mixed up, and it could fuck you up if a reader is telling you that and you read it the wrong way. Oh, my person's a commitment phobe. They're afraid they're going to lose their freedom if they come toward me. And then you get all pissed. And that pissed energy then bleeds over to them. And that makes them, and that stops them. That's a lot of what's been happening in this cycle. A lot of bad information and bad energy reads have caused a lot of the non-runners to think things that aren't really there. And what's happening is it creates fear on the other side because you two are connected. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous cycle to pull on. It is the golden age for tarot readers, but you got to know what the fuck you're doing with this energy. That's what that is. So pay attention to what I said there. It's definitely your person. Why is the Knight of Cups here? Tell you what. Someday I'm going to start my own channel. I'm going to get off YouTube. I'm just going to do everything from the blog, all the videos, everything, just on my own little space. Oh, it's going to be fucking great. One day it'll happen. For right now, I'm here. Three of Pentacles. Again, they're coming. They don't understand the foundational energy here. This is foundational energy again. We've had the Three of Pentacles before. It was why the fuck are we here position, right? It showed up here in their 3D self. So yeah, that verifies the whole read. It backs it up. Yes, they're coming. I could easily read this energy as they're coming in to build a foundation. Okay? That's why the Knight of Cups is approaching. But there's more here than that. You got to look under the cards, under the rocks. And it's a small energy. It's like starting from the beginning. You have to keep in mind that this feeling, right? This right here is new to this person. They've never seen anything like it before. All they've driven is 74 Pintos, and you're taking them for a ride in your new BMW. It's got all the fancy things in it and smooth acceleration. It doesn't catch fire above 45. And they're like sitting in the passenger seat going, oh my God. Oh my God, have these cars existed for a long time? And like I thought all cars were like mine, the 74 Pinto, because I can't go over 45 without it catching fire. You know, I've given you these analogies so you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, you have to understand that this is brand new to this person, and that explains why we have 5 wands in the soul. When I take the temperature of the soul, I get you need to stay home from school today. Okay? That's what I get. You need to stay home from school. But it's bullshit. It's minor. You know, if it were my house growing up, my mother would have made me go to school if that's the temperature she got. Well, you're going anyway. It's not high enough. It's not high enough. She just didn't want me to stay home. That's all I know. Her friend, I think, Joyce, right? Her friend Joyce would come over. They'd drink wine all day while I was at school and stuff. I didn't get to stay home from school unless I had something really, really, really bad. And even then, I'd probably still have to go. 5 of Wands. That's why I skipped school a lot in later years. Let's see here. 5 of Wands. Tell me about it. Tell me about the 5 of Wands in the soul. Yeah, the Knight of Wands. It's not enough to stop them. The universe has given me the 5 of Wands as an indication for how much resistance is here. That's all it's doing. It is literally checking the temperature. There's very little resistance left. The Knight of Wands, this is a brave, impulsive action. We've been getting in our readings lately both the Knight of Wands and the Fool, you might recall. We've also been getting the Page of Wands with the Page of Cups. Right now we only have Page of Cups, but we do have our usual Fool and the Knight of Wands in close proximity. So it's not enough to stop them. In other words, without realizing it, my little joke that I told about my mother would make me go to school if this was the temperature she got is accurate. It's not enough to stop them. They're going to school. And going to school in this case is coming toward you. What's on top? Look at that. 5 of Cups. The card that fell on the floor from the animal deck that I told you about that kind of passed by as I was talking at the end of the pre-shuffle showed up here. It's in the soul energy. And that's scary. That's a card they have in the soul that's very sad. It's very sad. Again, though, it ties to what I already told you about this 9 of Pentacles. It's not that they're afraid of commitment. It's not that they think they're going to lose their freedom when they come towards you. That energy can easily be read that way. It's an easy mistake to make. It's someone who realizes, in this case here, all the way down to the soul, that they've been giving their commitment and their energy to the wrong things. Nobody likes to admit they were wrong. Look at our world today. right? Look at our world today. Watch the news. There's a whole lot of people that just need to admit that they were wrong, and they don't. We live in a world of blame shifters. It's not me. I didn't know them. I have no idea. It's someone else. I wasn't there. It's all blame shifting nonsense. That's just what's in the collective energy. It's part of narcissism. It's a problem. But it's a problem in the soulmate cycle too. This person is having to admit that those 3 cups were always down. They were never standing. The only thing that was the 2 cups when you two crossed paths. Right? Why is the 5 of Cups here? Look at that. Look at that. If nothing else, as a grooming lesson, look at that. It's a star. It implies that there was a tower. Well, it looks like there was, isn't it? Doesn't the tower card usually depict something falling to the ground and smoke crashing and all that's left is smoke and nonsense? Take a look around that card. There was once a tower there. And that tower was, this person thought that the 3 cups were great. And they didn't need you. You were just bullshit that crossed their path. They were wrong. Those 3 cups, that tower came crashing down. That's what the star is telling us here. It's one of the cards that shows you another card. Right? If you get a star, it implies there was a tower. If you get a world, it implies you passed judgment and the fool is on a higher level. Well, we had the world. We had it in the pre-shuffle. So I know this fool is on a higher level. That's why I say it's as close to a guarantee as I can give you that this energy, this person is coming along with the energy towards you. Okay? As close as I can give you. And that's as much sugarcoating as I'm going to do. This card, this star backs up everything I said. It's not enough to stop them. My mother would make me go to school if that was the temperature she got. Sticking a thermometer up my ass. And right here, proof of it. The energy around it. You're going to school. They're coming in. There's no doubt. I mean, there is doubt because they have their free will. It is wobbly energy. But we're learning more about the why of it. That's why I'm here. Right? Well, I would say I'd rather be in the car cruising through the gears on PCH, but the truth of the matter is, this is important. This is kind of fun. Actually, this is kind of a fun reading to read because I like the direction your person's going in, and I'm getting a chance to clear up some energies that I know a lot of other readers are reading on, and I think they're getting it wrong. I think they're getting it backwards if they're actually energy reading. And that's tricky to do. Energy reading takes practice, right? It really does. And you got to look at the elements around it. Whatever the case, okay? Whatever the case. You may think this reading sucks. Whatever. Think it sucks. I don't fucking care. Think I suck. I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know you. But at the end of the day, there was a tower here. They're coming in. It's not enough to stop them. The 5 of Wands is temporary energy. And so the wobble, Jupiter is doing its job is what I'm saying. Now, I already talked about the worry I felt around the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is red with these, but I also get that it's red with these and these. It's just a whole circle of stuff. The soul energy is a separate message, which is red with the energy of the connection. Let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? This is a very cool reading. Very tricky, though. Very high-level reading. This definitely not, the universe isn't throwing me a bone here with something novice level. Thanks. And I'm not bragging. I wish it would throw me novice level readings. I'd like this job to be a lot easier. I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to manifest that. All right, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Why is it here? I'm going to be too tired to go anywhere when I finish this reading. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's go. Why is it here? Now, I want to point something out. I just got done saying that this was a separate energy. The universe just corrected me. So I got egg on my face. It's not. It is directly tied to the message of the universe. In fact, its primary message is these cards here, what I talked about here, and this Wheel of Fortune. Okay? Yes, it's still tied to this, yes, but the primary message of what we're getting in the clarifiers, these two are tied. Why? Because I got the 5 of Wands at the bottom. 5 of Wands, the affecting energy around it is their soul, is this Wheel of Fortune. Okay? So I need to find out what's going on here. What's on top? The Devil. Why is the Devil here? The Angel. Look at that. It couldn't have been more perfect. It couldn't have been more perfect. Jesus versus Satan. It's right here on my table. It's kind of what I already told you. I'll reiterate. I'll sort of home spin it for you. Okay. This isn't enough of a temperature to keep them home from school. Okay. There's been a tower. Something's happened. The energy's already changed on their side. This is what we're left with. Your person sitting outside with their little titties out, not even a shirt to put on, 3 cups down, a tower is falling in the background, and the only thing left standing, their only fucking hope is Obi-Wan over here, the 2 cups. And I said hope, right? Why is the 5 of Cups here? Because there's fucking hope. And it's, you know, again, they brought this upon themselves, they manifested this, then they rejected this connection. The universe just keeps sending it to them. You don't get to reject your manifestation. Who the fuck you think you are? You know, it ain't gonna happen. Anyway, that being said, I've got the devil and the angel here. The energy's already changed. This is them still trying to kind of cover their eyes a little bit. Still trying to cover their eyes and not see what the angel is lighting up here. It's done. The angel wins. Spoiler alert. This is communication. It falls here. What they don't know, they're letting their fears get the better of them. The devil generates fears. They're letting their fears, it's the devil energy, the fears that are keeping this on pause at the moment. They know what they want to do. Jupiter's forcing them to make a decision. This is not enough to keep them away from you, but they're still letting some fears. Let it go. But again, like I told you, what they fear isn't commitment or that they're going to lose their freedom when they come towards you. They fear the very freedom they get by coming towards you, which is represented here by the angel. Proof, because these are read together, the angel, temperance, and the 9 of Pentacles. Your person, all they need to do, the universe is screaming, is take a step. Just take a step and see. And I believe they do. They're hangmanning it right now, but the 7 of Cups crossing here tells me I believe Jupiter here is forcing a decision, and that's why I'm here. The universe wants you to understand the hesitation. It also probably wanted me to correct the fear of commitment and fear that you're going to take away their freedom. That comes up in an exorbitant numbers of readings. That's not what this energy is. It's the very fear of the unknown. Your person fears the unknown. They fear what might happen when they go toward you. Something new. Something that's not what they're used to. Hence my prisoner analogy. He's not used to not being in jail. In jail, it's very structured. 3 meals a day. You do your little job. You got your little routine. Out in the real world, you got to get a job. And you got to have a job as to pay enough to pay rent. It's tough. A lot of them just want to go back in. And I don't fucking blame them. In a lot of ways, I live out in the real world. Sounds pretty cool if somebody just bring me 3 squares a day and I had a little job at the bakery or something. That'd be great. I'm good. I mean, hey, but your person is letting fears get in the way, slow them down a little bit. So they're afraid of this. But the universe is saying they have nothing to fear. The energy's already changed. They've already bought the new place. Time to leave the old place and just go. And Jupiter's tapping them on the shoulder. All right? This 5 is temporary. The universe wants to hammer that message home. This is temporary. It's nonsense. They're creating dragons in their head. Fire-breathing dragons is bullshit. There's no fire-breathing dragons if they go toward the soulmate connection. In fact, it'll be a better life than what they're used to, is what the universe is saying here. This is what they're used to. The devil creating fears. Also probably used to a situation that they thought was love, which was actually very controlling. We know that because we get the Burger King a lot. It was a fake relationship, looked good on paper, a lot of pretense, got to put out cover stories and all kinds of shit like that. You know, could be controlling or just living life by the expectations of others, causing them to fear what other people think and things like that. This connection is a totally different world. Their old world, you want the picture? That's their old world. Fear, you don't want to go outside. You don't want to go outside. And if they go toward this soulmate connection, that's the picture. It changes to rainbows. See, it's not so bad outside. The universe is saying what Jupiter is doing is it's convincing your person that it's not so bad on the other side. That if they just take a step, they don't have anything to fear here. There's no fear with temperance. It's the angel. You follow me? I hope so. I've explained it the best I can. Final outcome. The Fool and the Page of Cups want to come out together. 2 great tastes that taste great together. This is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups of fucking cards right here. That's what it is. It absolutely positively is. It's an apology. It could be a thank you. It's a very sweet energy in this animal deck. And I don't say that, and I've said this before about a lot of the cards in this deck. They're scary. You read the reviews of this deck on Amazon, you think it ruined someone's life when they brought the deck into their house. Actually, this animal deck reflects our deeper selves. So if it's evil to you, you have some shit you need to do some shadow work on. It'll actually show you that. For me, that's a beautiful deck. For me, it just flows nicely. It's the deck that made Steve's Love Tarot, but this is the prettiest card in it. Soft colors, warm, muted tones. I sound like a fucking interior designer, but that's what it is. And it's sitting on top of a Fool. Not crossing it, it's with it. It's blended energy. So, all they need to do is take a step. It's just like the mother bird. All you got to do is go. Just go ahead. Get out of the nest. Go explore the world. You're fine. You're all set. Birds are like that. I tell you that all the time. I'm shuffling. I tell you that all the time. Birds are like that. They get real nervous. They hang around the nest for way too long. Eventually the mother just chases them away. Especially with hawks. Well, Jupiter is the mama hawk here. And it's chasing your person away. It's time to leave the nest. And once they do, it's a whole new world. The world that they were afraid of, they'll actually find was rainbows and sun all along. You know, they just got to get past old ways, old fears, fear of the unknown. It's very strong in this person. Probably because they were raised that way. I don't know. Let's clarify. Tell you about the Fool and the Page of Cups. Now, I also want to point out, we did get a Devil, so there will be an extended. Because this is jamming. Why? Who said why? Fuck off. The Devil is jamming things up. It's red. The cycle's already ended. The Devil's what's keeping them at the door of the old place before they go to the new place. Right? They're trying to get let out of prison. And they're standing there. They won't leave the cell. Warden opened the door. He's like, come on. Come on. And they're just sitting there in the corner. It's because of this. Who is this? This is somebody to your person. For a lot of you. For others of you, it's just something within themselves is what they were taught. Whatever it is. You know. It could be a family. It could be a career that they just refuse to leave, even though it's been doing them wrong for years. So yeah, we're going to pull on the Devil. But you know what we don't have yet? King and Queen of Wands. I don't have the King and Queen of Wands. I don't have Fakey McFakerman yet. Or the Burger King. Or even an out-of-balance Emperor of the Burger King. Gotta have it their way. There's no ego here. There's just feeling the love and fear. Again, Jupiter. They know what they want to do. Mercury, communication. They know what they want to do. They've made a decision to do it. There's just a wobble here. And that wobble is because of whatever this has taught them. Whatever this Devil represents. That's it. If I take this out of here, this goes away. They come right towards you. Because this would mean that that Temperance would balance it out, knock this guy out of the tree, and they'd at least come check it out. We always have to, we can't fear what's around the next corner. We can't fear what's in the dark. That generates Devil energy. It attracts it to us. Right? When we do that, when we fear what comes next, fear the unknown, it just generates more fear. Right? We don't take chances. We don't grow. We stay stuck. Well, that's what the Devil wants. That's what Devil energy wants. Whether it's Devil energy around a toxic relationship, a job, a family that doesn't want you to move away, giving you all kinds of guilt trips and expectations. Well, who's going to watch? Who's going to give you? Shut the fuck up. I need to go out and get my own life like this baby bird. Right? All of that self-generates. Negative energy feeds itself. Your person has generated a lot of this. But this is an energy around your person. We can't fear the unknown. The unknown is where all the adventure in life is. It's where life lives. It's where the real emotion is. It's where the magic is. It's not in going round and round and round, repeating the same routine every day, even if it's toxic. It's not. Even in a perfect love relationship, beautiful, you're happy, you still got to try new things. You got to do stuff. Even the most happy, most in love couple, if they get stuck in a rut, it can all go wrong. Okay? Happens all the time. You can't fear what's around the corner. Your person was taught, I believe, or life taught them to fear what's around the next corner. They were afraid. And really, it was just, they were shown you so they could grow. This connection came into being so that they could grow. That's why I say they owe you a thank you. The energy that's changing around them, the fact that they're moving to a new place in their life, even though they're still standing in the doorway of the old one, is because of this connection. Angel energy cancels out the devil energy. There's enough angel energy around in play right now in the new cycle and in your connection to completely cancel this out. We just need your person to take a step. Up in the hangman tree, they're above it all. They just need to dip a toe in. That's it. And something will reach out and grab them and suck them in the pool. Let's see where we go. Final outcome. I'm still shuffling. I'm just giving you some information while I'm doing it. Final on this. What's crossing the Fool and the Page of Cups? Six of Swords. Yep. Again, it's most closest to a guarantee that I can give you that your person's going to show up. It's just a repeating message that I'm going to say. They want to fix this. They want to build something with you. These cards are red with these. The affecting energy here is Six Swords. That's moving away from choppy water into calmer waters. But it also backs up what I said. All they got to do is dip a toe in. Just put the boat in the fucking water. You'll see. It's nicer on the other side. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of what it represents because they've never had that freedom before. They've always been controlled. It's clear. It comes up in the extended readings all the time. And people are controlled very subtly a lot of times in life. They don't even realize it. They really don't. You know? All right. What's on top? The Sun. It's as close to a guarantee as I can give you that they're coming in. This is communication. This is you finding out something. This right here also ties to this Page of Cups because they're kind of sitting right next to each other. But this is what I'm saying, an apology. You find out something. From who? From the Knight of Cups. It's red with the Knight of Cups. They're coming because you make them happy. They want to be happy. They're going to eventually find out that the sun is out. Look, the sun is there too. It's right there. This is their sunny day. You're their sunny day. The universe, and this is just a baby bird. They eventually have to leave the nest. They get kicked out eventually. And I love watching it. It just happened about a week ago here. Right? I loved it. It was one of the male Cooper's hawks and he refused to go. He was just sitting on the telephone pole right up close to the nest. And one day, Mama Hawk just decided, fuck it. You're gone. And she dive bombed his ass. Came in gliding in, just dive bombed him. Pushed him right off the pole. I haven't seen the baby hawk since. He took off. He's gone. I get the point now. Bye-bye. You know. Jupiter is that Mama Hawk. I'm telling you. And it's right there. The sun. You're going to find out something. This is communication. It's as close to a guarantee as I can give you that they're coming in. Why is the sun here? What have I been telling you? I took a peek. You saw me peek. I'm not hiding anything. What have I been telling you in the extendeds in particular? But a lot of the 3 quick cards, a lot of the readings for the last month, your person is coming in under the energy of what? It's a little Steve Love Tarot quiz. See if you've been paying attention. Okay? 3 Swords. That's what I've been telling you. They're coming in under the energy of 3 Swords. This is dichotomy on crack. Dichotomous energy. This is happiest card in the deck. And this is fucking motherfucking misery is what it is. It's right here. It is sitting on top of the Page of Cups. They feel bad about what happened. They feel bad that there's no foundation here. There's nothing. They've been giving to the wrong things for the wrong reasons. You are the right thing. The universe knows it. They know it. The energy's already changed. They can't keep living the way they've been living. They can use their free will to not come towards you. There's 2 energies attached to this. For those of you where your person shows up, and it's a very large percentage, they're coming under the energy of 3 Swords because they're sad. They're coming because they're sad. Because this makes them happy. Because they think that they have no choice. They can't keep living like this. The light is coming in and they have to look at it every day. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. It gets uglier and uglier the more light comes in. For those of you, the small percentage where they don't come in, you want to know what happens to them? This. That's what happens to them. Right there, there's your picture. This is as close to a guarantee as I can give you that they're coming in. And it is backing up every fucking reading I've done, going all the way back at least a month, month and a half. Definitely since the full moon in Sagittarius reading. And you wait for that full moon in Capricorn reading I'm going to do. That's going to be something else. Because Capricorn is better than popcorn. I'll tell you what, it's delicious. That's going to be a hell of a reading. That is your reading here. But it's not the whole story. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the universe. And I have a devil to pull on. I don't have their ego here. I can't emphasize to you what that means. I don't have their ego here. Every reading I've done since I've been here, I have calculated it out. In greater than 75% of the times, every reading has had a Queen of Wands, a King of Wands, all that kind of shit in it. I don't have it here in the base reading. It doesn't matter if I get it in the message from the universe I'm going to pull. It did not come out. All that came out was what I told you about this devil card. And this devil card is what's keeping us in the hangman right now. Why? And that's what the extended is going to be about, at least initially. It might be about something else. I don't know. Because I'm going to pull 3 cards from the universe. What do you want to tell my viewers, universe, before I go pull some wicked voodoo on the devil? And that's what it is. Pulling on devil energy is both easy and powerful at the same time. Devil energy is low vibration. It's easy for me to get into. I can crack into it. It's nothing. I operate at a very high vibration. Devil energy is a fucking joke for me. But there's something about this devil energy. This is high vibration. This is low vibration. There's something about it though that's got it's even though it's low vibration and it's way below. What they've got on their side is this. Your connection is this. It's way below this angel energy that's right next to it. It's still enough to keep them in a hangman tree. That's frightening. What is it? I don't know. For a lot of you, I'll be honest with you, for a lot of you, it's another person or a group of people. Could be work, could be family, could be marriage. For others of you, and it doesn't matter, the read is the same. It's just who your person is. It's their own inner shit. It has nothing to do with an external third energy. It's a third energy within them. All right, here we go. 3 cards. What else you want to tell everyone before I go pull some wicked voodoo? What? Oh, this guarantees the damn extended. The moon. Don't even get me started. 2 of Wands. And oh my God. At the bottom, Knight of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, the 5 of Cups. The card that I told you fell on the floor when I was shuffling for your pre-shuffle. A card that semi-revealed itself as I was putting your pre-shuffle away. A card that came out over here in the soul that I was describing, a tower that's made up of a tower, little titties, and cups that are down, and scorched earth. It's fucking crazy. It's right here. It's the 5 of Cups crossing the 2 of Wands. 5 of Cups is also one of the cards, along with the 3 of Swords, that ends the separation phase of these soulmate cycles. 5 of Cups, this energy, the affecting energy around them, is what the universe wants to say, is one of repression. That's what I get. I get repression energy off of this, right? Not allowed to have their own thoughts, their own feelings, a little bit of prison. It could be within themselves. It could be, I have no idea. It's sadness and regret for not letting go of something on their side. What's interesting here is the moon and its placement. It was more interesting to me. Because these cards are read center, left, right. What you don't know, I'm going to take that back. What they don't know, what your person doesn't know, is that they're coming towards you. That's actually what this energy says. It says the same thing kind of the universe said here. It represents the Jupiter energy I was talking about. I was talking about how Jupiter is like, come on, let's go. They have to. The energy's already changed. You can have all the fears you want, but you're going to experience this. And once you do, you'll like it. Right? It's what everybody tells everybody that's afraid of roller coasters. You got a friend with you that's afraid to ride the roller coaster. right? They're complaining in line. They're scared. They're pissing themselves a little. Is that piss I see coming down? Oh my God, did you just pee? Okay. Everything's going to be fine, you say. You're going to like it. Once it's over, you'll be glad you did it, right? We've all had that said to us about something at some point in our life, right? Yeah. There you go. Once it's over, you'll be glad. It's what the universe is saying to your person. Yeah, and it's showing me that that's true. Once they come outside and check out and see that it's not so bad to have that freedom and live like that, well, you're all set. It is what it is. It's kind of a reverse scary sort of thing. For your person, they've never had the freedom, and now they're getting a chance to see what it is, and they find it scary, right? It's sort of the reverse of what's going on in the societal energy. This is where the soulmate cycle sort of differs from the societal energy. In the societal energy right now, especially here where I live, we got a lot of people who have never not had freedom. And because of that, you tend to forget what it is. And until you experience the other side, you can't really see what you've got. So, it's sort of a you don't know what you've got until it's gone sort of a thing. So that's the societal energy, and it plays out in an equal and opposite way within the soulmate cycle. You've got a person who's never had freedom, who now gets a sniff of it, gets to look out the window at it, but then gets to go outside in it. And that scares the crap out of them. Again, my prison analogy holds true. It's very clear. All right. What they don't know is they're coming towards you anyway. They do have something to tell you, but you've also got something to tell them. That's very interesting. We're going to pull on the moon in the extended as well. The moon and the devil are going to get a pull. We got to try and again see if we can find that Queen of Wands and that Queen or that King of Wands. They've got to be somewhere here. All right. We got to find out what's going on. That being said, and we'll find out also about your connection, because there's a lot of powerful energy here. Your connection is represented by the Sun and Temperance here in this reading. It's a lot of powerful energy. That being said, that's all I got that's here. It's pretty straightforward. They're definitely coming towards you. It's as close to a guarantee as I can give you. I can't predict free will, but it is what it is. The only thing jamming it up is some fear here, and it's causing a hangman. It's causing also some anxiety with that Nine of Swords, but it's not enough. It's not enough. That said, I hope this reading was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. You know what? Before we go, just for fun, let me get the lights here. I'm going to pull, just for those of you that aren't going to the extended. I don't like to hold my readings hostage. There's something else around that moon. I'm just going to pull a crossing card on the moon. Okay? Let's just see. For those of you that have learned the lesson of temperance and haven't already shut off, let's see. Tell me about the moon. Give me one card, universe. Give me one card. What is one of the meanings of the moon? Does anyone know? Fear, right? Moon, things hidden in the shadows. What did I tell you about your person? I said they don't have a fear of commitment. They don't have a fear that you're going to suck away all their freedom, right? And make them crack a whip and all kinds of stuff like that. They have a fear of the unknown. Okay? Boiling it down to its least common denominator. Fear. They fear the unknown. This is the card of the miser, the Four of Pentacles. It's a card of someone who fears spending their money. Misers sit on top of their money, guard it with a shotgun. This person fears the unknown. It's a fear of loss, a fear of lack. They fear that if they tell themselves all kinds of stories, that if they go toward the soulmate connection, it's going to be the reverse of this. It's going to be terrible. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to fend for myself maybe, or I'm going to lose money if I leave something. All kinds of nonsense. All kinds of stories. The truth is their life gets better. Okay? But there's a lot of fears here. This just amplifies the devil. The devil, this tells me that if this is a third person in your person's life or a group of people, they hold your person back with nonsense, with expectations, or by planting fears in their head. Usually that's done, most psychologists will tell you anyway, usually that's done through discouragement. Okay? Oh, you don't want to do that. Your person shows up with a great idea. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, you don't want to do that. If it's any kind of idea that moves them away from the third party, they discourage it. If it's something that the third party can participate in or benefits from, they encourage it. Okay? It's that kind of energy that's around this. If it's a third person. If it's a person within, if it's an energy within your person, it's just they're self-sabotaging by nature for whatever reason. It could be depression or anxiety. It could even be something that simple. Anyway, let's find out. Let's find out for sure. Let's have some fun. Pull on the devil and the moon and see, and all this fear and regret, and see where we go. That's your reading. Good luck, everyone. If you want the extended, the link is in the description.